Okay, so I recently just went to watch the Martha Graham Company perform, and they performed the solo of Martha Graham's called Immediate Tragedy. And the story behind the solo is so cool. So here's a little nugget of dance history for you. The solo was originally performed in 1937 by Martha Graham, and she performed it until like the late 1930s is what's said. So like she probably only performed it for like a year or two, and it was inspired by the Spanish Civil War. And once she stopped performing it, it was never performed again. And because it was like the 1930s, there was no good way of documenting dance choreography. I don't, law bond notation might have been around, but like, anyway, obviously now we take for granted the fact that we can like film dance and choreography so that they don't lose it. But then also it's like, if all of the, like if the cloud dies, so will like all of the choreography we have. Anyway, this was basically considered like a lost art, like a lost solo. We'll never know what it actually looked like. But then, I believe in like 2020, somebody shows up at like the Martha Graham studios with this box of photographs. And I think it was like his father or somebody related to him had just passed away, and they were cleaning out an attic, a crawl space, who knows. And they pulled out this box full of photos of Martha Graham. And so they bring it to the company and they say like, do you want these? And what they realize is that these photos are of Immediate Tragedy, the solo that they thought was lost. And they had the contact sheet, which is like, it shows the order that all of the photos were taken in. And so they pieced back together the solo from the photos. Like from photo 1 to 2, they just kind of like inferred. And because like the people who were working on it knew Martha Graham's technique, they were probably able to infer pretty closely, I would guess, in between the photos. And so they kind of like reimagined and recreated it from the photo evidence that they had. And then they ended up finding some handwritten sheet music from, what's his name? Henry Cowell, who was a composer who worked with Graham a lot. So they found like handwritten sheet music of his in the archives, like the Graham archives. And they reused that to like recompose, create a new song for the solo. Isn't that so cool? And now they're performing it. Like I just saw it performed on tour, like in 2025. That's so cool. Are you kidding me? Now I really want like a time machine and I want to go back and see like Martha Graham perform it, because it's probably pretty close. Like the choreography.